Hey, also, right now, kind of looking at constitutionalism in England during the 17th century, so 1600 to 1699, I guess. Um, this one I feel like should be dedicated to Reese Beebe only because we're talking about the Stuart Burger. And before we even talked about the Stuart Burger, she was talking about the Stuart Burger. So I think her love is unparalleled. In fact, when somebody said that it was kind of stupid, or something was wrong with it, with like the lettuce tomato situation, she was like very quick to be like, no, it's not. So that aside, right? Thinking about the development of absolutism or of constitutionalism in England, it results from the failure of absolutism. So, how does constitutionalism become a thing in England? It's because the English people kind of say, hey, we don't like absolutism. We don't agree with some one person having all the power. We've decided that all the way back in 1215 with the Magna Carta. So forget that. So what we almost want to do with this question is like analyze and survey the Stuart Burger. So thinking about it, James Charles, Oliver Charles James, and then it's on our next Glorious Revolution burger. So we kind of want to look at that first half, James and Charles. Well, they're attempting to be absolutists, right? Charles the First is very much attempting to be an absolutist. He's dissolving Parliament when he doesn't get his way. He's persecuting Puritans. He is attempting to take powers that belong to Parliament, right? Like taxing the people, creating laws. And he refuses to give any rights to the people and powers to Parliament. He doesn't sign, or, well, he does sign the petition, right? And then says, oh, fingers crossed, right? So we see very quickly and ultimately a civil war erupts with, Charles the First between him and Parliament because he's just not willing to give them the powers that belong to them. Well, fast forward, they lose the Civil War. They cut off, sorry, Julia, Charles the First head. Things are not going so great. It's tough. Second half of the burger after Oliver Cromwell. So Oliver Cromwell, we can see that we don't like absolutism with his dictatorship because he's dissolved Parliament too. He's gotten rid of that rump Parliament. So he's trying to rule as an absolute ruler, at least in some ways. We're saying, hey, we don't like that either. How do we know that? We oust Richard Cromwell and actually restore the monarchy. We're pretty cool with Charles II and the Merry Monarch. I mean, as long as you're just like not Scottish, you're probably going to like him okay. But with James II, he comes in, he immediately is trying to like kind of sneakily impose or reimpose Catholicism in England. And we say, hey, that is not a power we're allowing to give you. So that kind of brings on the Glorious Revolution of 1688. Remember, need to know date, where we call up William and Mary from the Netherlands and we say, hey, you guys are related, your family. They aren't just related to James II, they're related to each other. That's tough. Anyway, they say you're related to James II, so you fit in the line, it works out, everything checks out. Would you guys be willing to come and be king and queen and give up some of your power, agree to be constitutional monarchs? And they're like, heck yes, like obviously. So William and Mary come into power. They are joint monarchs. They sign the English Bill of Rights, and it'd be worth looking back at that and thinking, okay, what kind of rights and powers does this agree to? But remember, we said generally it's giving power to Parliament and it's giving basic rights to the people. And we see kind of, yes, this is after the 17th century, but in the early 18th century, Parliament's going to continue gaining power. So like I said, how does absolutism become a thing in England? Or, said it again. How does constitutionalism become a thing in England? Because absolutism is just not going to be allowed. We're just not going to have it.